Hi, my name is Ebony, and I'm actually shooting this video for a class that I'm doing called Effective Communication. And we were able to pick any topic that we like. So the topic that I picked was lotus births and delayed cord clamping beneficial. It's a topic that I've been wanting to do for a while. So I finally got the chance to do it. So why not? Okay, so for one, I'm gonna start off with lotus births because lotus birth and cord clamping can go hand in hand, but they are two separate practices that have been here since the ancient times, really. So lotus birth would be, when after you have a child, they would clamp the umbilical cord. Instead of clamping the umbilical cord, you would actually keep it attached to the placenta, which is, it's attached during the whole birth. Then after birth, after you expel the baby and then the placenta, the cord is clamped. So instead of clamping it, you would keep it until it naturally falls out from 5 to 10 days. Um, I thought it was an amazing experience. I have a child, but I didn't try either one with my child. And with further research, I really wish I would have. But from people that I know who have tried it, it just seems wonderful. Such a wonderful bonding experience, which is one of the pros that I picked that I noticed that stood out between the mother and child. It helps with emotional health as well. It helps okay, so the placenta has liters and liters of blood still left in it. So as long as you can keep it attached to the child, they will be able to get all of that blood, which helps with their neurodevelopment within 1 year. So when they go back for that testing, it is to see. Again, it would not be beneficial to try something like this if you are having complications after birth. You want to make sure that you have a healthy child before you try any practices or natural practices. You run the risk of infection if you do not properly take care of it. After you have a child, you are to gently wash the child in warm water, and you would make sure that you don't really tamper with as if you would if you clamp the cord, because it falls off the same way. You want it to dry. You want to put it in a sieve, however you say it, which looks something like a strainer, to keep it clean and dry and neat and away from things. You don't want it to be too moist, too wet, because it's a breeding ground for infection, because it contains so much protein and so many natural compounds, which comes from post-birth. As well as if you were to try and do the delayed cord clamping. Now they do go hand in hand as far as their cons, because they are both breeding grounds for infection. That's pretty much all that I was able to find on it that was bad. Besides, if you have a high-risk trial, something you may not want to try. So delayed cord clamping would be just that, delayed cord clamping. You would wait 25 seconds to 5 minutes to clamp your cord, which the American practice is to clamp your cord right after. You do not have to do that, and it's kind of beneficial if you don't, because it actually helps as well if you could just wait to do it. I would say it gives you a higher blood volume when you do it. It helps with the fetal's kidneys, the liver, and the lungs at birth, because you have all of this blood trying to get from the placenta to the baby. Again, it decreases the risk of anemia between the mother and the child. It actually helps if, like I said, if you wait for neurological reasons. And I'm going to be a nurse. I just think it's also a bonding experience as well, because you're waiting for you and your child for them to get the things that they need, which is important from the time you find out you're pregnant, that you would do for your child. It actually helps with emotional health. It helps the child from creating detachment from a parent, which is very important. I had a preemie daughter, so I could only breastfeed, and that was my biggest thing, was to make sure that she wasn't detached from me, because we did have to go in and out of the hospital after I had her. So that's a big thing that could actually weigh on you and your child. when, you know, for emotional support. It makes sure, like I said, your child gets all the blood they're needed. That's pretty much all I can give you because I'm just so sold on it. I hope that I sold you on it as well. Again, my name is Ebony, and I'm doing, the article was the benefits of are lotus births and delayed cord clamping beneficial. And I hope it was beneficial to you like it is to me. Bye.